Good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding area. Today is a nice, beautiful day. If you look at the rain, get rid of all the earth, all the filth from the earth, and yet you're giving nutrition to the grass and to all these people. And people like myself, who I love taking showers out, so grab a bar of soap, get clean. If you're homeless or what, you can wash up, just don't get caught. That's all. I'm in a rare form again today.
I'm so shocked.
I mean, you would never know that, would you?
I am stunned, I'll tell you.
Right. And we have a gorgeous looking lady here. I think women that wear, like when you wear your glasses, I think that is very attractive. I really do. Me again there, because we know what that means, So, but I find it is really very attractive with women wearing glasses. Because the one thing about glasses, people don't really know. You hide behind your lenses, so people don't really know what you're thinking.
Especially when they're transitioning.
Yeah, there you go. And if you would introduce yourself.
My name is Jen O'Leary Chen, and I'm an animal Reiki practitioner and teacher, and I also practice on people as well.
So when you talk about doing Reiki energy for animals, do they resist it, or do they move away?
The majority of animals are very welcoming to it. Occasionally, I'll come across an animal, and if they're not really sure if they want it, or if they do decide they don't want it at all, then yes, they'll just turn and walk away. It's very clear. That's one good thing about animals.
That's her cat she's talking about.
Who's her cat?
Her cat.
Yeah.
Because with my cat, Angel was passing, I was giving her energy.
Yeah.
I think the maybe I'm wrong, but the energy heat from your hand in their body, it creates a lot more of a burning sensation with it, and they don't know how to control it like you and I would.
Well, I think animals are really sensitive, so sometimes they like it more from a distance rather than like really close up. And animals, like children, they're really clear and they're very receptive to energy, so they know what they want, and if they want it,
you communicate with them.
I don't like to say that I communicate with them, but when I'm offering Reiki, of course your intuition's more heightened and you're more aware, so I do pick up, sometimes their thoughts or emotions.
To communicate more with them.
Yeah. I mean,
you need to get more involved in what's wrong with them.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like us as their parents and their guardian, we don't really know, and they can tell us. And I also want to send out a special blessing to my son and my daughter-in-law. They had to put their dog to sleep.
That's too bad.
And they had it for 15 and a half years, so he was really
tough.
getting it towards the end.
Yeah.
The only sad part was that if he hadn't had the money to come up with it, they were going to send him home with a cold pack and then say, wait 10 days and come up with the money to bring him back. That is so cold. But like you said, it is business, but still, it's still, I think it's all how you approach somebody,
Right. That's hard.
One thing I do see you doing is increasing your practice.
Yeah.
Are you pretty busy now?
I am pretty busy. I'm actually more busy teaching animal Reiki than I am practicing on animals. So we'll see. That's how this past year's gone.
Well, you're on the path you're supposed to be.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
If we aren't on the path we're supposed to be, and I think you'll agree with me too, Lori, believe me, we'll know it.
Yeah.
And I want to say that my nephew, who got hit by a car, is doing much better.
Good.
They said he's a miracle waiting to happen. I said, now, are you leaving the nurse's home alone? He goes, no, I'm a Moody. What do you expect? So then I know he's feeling better.
Good.
And if you actually look at him and you look at me, you would think we were either brothers or father and son. He looks more like me. Sorry, Brother Glenn. And it's a hell of a way to keep in contact with somebody, knowing somebody almost gets killed and you thought, but angels work the way they want to work.
Yeah. That's right.
And that's like when my son's dog passed, and my granddaughter and her dad are getting along a lot better too.
Well, it's a bonding moment when somebody you love passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sometimes, we grieve here on Earth. But what I really think that, this is probably going to sound cold. Kevin and I, one time, we had a good show on this, and he agreed. I don't show emotion when people cross. I really don't. I mean, I do at the time, but I think being a spiritualist like I am, and like you are, and that I know they're going to another
Yeah.
place, so I can rejoice in what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, does that make sense to you?
It does. I mean,
don't hold
I
on
show
to
emotion all the
Yeah.
time,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I also, like you, I don't understand why people get. Like, I no longer will say, I'm so sorry for your loss.
No, I don't
because
say
it's
that.
not a loss.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a change of circumstance.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because I don't know, because that's how I
Yeah.
see it, I
Yeah.
feel it.
Mm.
I can't put that. So many people
No,
say
no,
that
but
and
like
they
you
don't
say,
mean
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, nothing irks me. I guess is what we're going to be talking about. 'Cause as you know, the last time you're here, we never know what we're going to. That lady is back in purple.
No?
Oh, the one.
Yeah.
My
So that's a
friend.
good sign for you.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
definitely a lot of
But I
purple in
think
that
that
corner.
with death, there is rejoice because they're going to another place. We don't know what part yet, but we can assume, transit into a higher level.
Yeah.
One thing about this, what if we were wrong?
Yeah. See, I can't
You know,
buy into that.
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying. Every once in a while, I say, "What if we're wrong? What if there's another?" Or stuff like that.
Right.
And then I say, "Wait, what am I talking about? I wouldn't be talking like this all these years if I
Right.
didn't know what
Well,
I was
even
doing."
science has proven
Proven
that
that
there's
we're right,
multiple
yeah.
dimensions.
Yeah.
I mean, they've proven nine
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Nine
yeah.
simultaneous
Yeah.
dimensions?
There's a gentleman that belongs to this certain order that where they go into preparing a blanket and all this stuff because once they cross, that's it. There's no higher level. What is that? Do you remember what that religion is? Do you remember?
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm
forget.
talking
I know what
about,
you're talking
right?
about. Yeah.
Yeah, my very dear friend is. She and I were talking about it.
Yeah.
And what's her name again? Amy.
Jen.
Jen. Okay.
You can call me whatever you want.
No. I try to be polite, but that's why I love her for it. Jen.
Yep.
I have a feeling you have a lot. I got it right. Huh?
You do.
Yeah. I have a feeling that you're blessed with a lot of things, aren't you?
Say that again.
You're blessing. Yeah. Could you tell us what you're blessed?
Oh my gosh, I'm blessed with so much, like you said. I mean, to start with, my husband and my family and my animals. They're huge. I mean, they're everything to me. And then the rest of my family and friends and the path that I'm on. Being able to offer Reiki to animals and people too, and educate them, and just being here in this world. Every day I feel like is a blessing.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the most that stands out in your mind?
Sorry, Oliver, but my animals.
That's okay. I'm sure he's used to that. Oliver's your husband, right?
Yeah. Everybody that knows me, my animals are like
Good.
But
And
she's so gifted.
my life.
I mean, it doesn't have to be one of her pets that live in her house. It's any animal.
Yeah.
She's like a Disney cartoon where, Snow White's going through the woods and all the
Yeah.
birds come and land on her and the butterflies. I mean, she just has a
Aw.
beautiful way, and they all know that she's love.
I'm actually
Thank you.
visualizing. One of the things I can see, see if you'll agree with me, I'm actually seeing a whole bunch of wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bear, tiger, you name them.
Yeah.
And you're actually sitting in the middle of this forest field, like a field with clover, beautiful Indian painted flower. You know what I mean? The red flowers
cool.
there and all that.
Yeah.
And you're holding a baby lamb.
Oh.
Now, in most areas, what would happen to that baby lamb and you if the wild animals were around there, right?
Right.
They would be
Yeah.
coming attacking you for that
Yeah.
lamb, right?
Right.
But however, even the vicious wolves, they're actually in. If you close your eyes to see, you could visualize that. That would be awesome. And then and you're holding the lamb very gently. It looks like it has a pink ribbon on it. Okay, and it's very peaceful, and all the animals are waiting for some strange person to prey into you and to attack, because they're going to protect you with like the walls of Jericho, and that's the name of the wall of Jericho
Sure,
or something
yeah.
like that, or where it's coming through. I don't know, but this is what I visualize with you.
That's cool.
And the mother was shot. Okay, so this is why you adopted the lamb. And by the way, you are going to be buying a house with a lot of land in it.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. You own your own house now, right?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not big enough for you. I'm actually seeing 2 barns, and I'm seeing like maybe 5 to 7 to 10 acres of land,
Oh, really?
and I'm seeing a river,
Oh, okay.
and I'm seeing You better have 4 or 5 gardens. Because this is what your forte. You did it.
Yeah.
See, what you're doing, and see if you agree with me on this, what you're doing is you're reliving what you did in your past life and being an animal rescuer, an animal communicator. And people didn't respect you for that because they thought that you were working not to, whatever.
Right.
But what you're doing is you're just reliving one of the more blessings from people than you had then.
On a stepped up.
Yeah.
On a stepped up version, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because she's always had the gift to communicate with nature freely. It's part of you.
You actually were a dancer in the woods.
Really?
You know how you see these people on
Right.
TV, they're dancing like fairies,
Yeah.
dancing in there. The only thing I said, when I'm a fairy, I don't care if I
can
wink,
so
but that's
see
all
that.
right.
Really?
You know,
can so
you
see
really
it.
were. You were one of the fairies that were in the wood. And you
Oh, that's
still are a
cool.
wood fairy.
That's cool. Yeah.
I always say to people, I wish there were ways I could prove this, what I tell people. And I think there are times where you do.
I
And
think-
most of the people, I'll tell them, go back in history.
I think you don't have to prove it.
No.
People know in their heart
Yeah, you
whether
can
it's
feel
true
it.
or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, one of the things I always like to tell them too, if I see the year, go back into towards that year. Like maybe with you, I would tell you go back into century hundreds where there's a lot of castles towards Island or into the woods there.
Yep.
I would encourage you to go and look at and go into the wooded area and see what you see in there because you have a curious mind.
Yeah, I do.
And I have a feeling that you're going to be checking this out now.
Yeah.
And that's cool around them.
Yeah.
And I want people to, a lot of people, is that why I feel so old, or is this why I feel this way, or that way, or whatever. And I'm not going to tell you I'm 100% right. Anybody that, I'll probably tell you I'm going to say 93, 93 level.
Yeah.
How high will you go?
Oh.
About that high, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very
pretty
accurate,
accurate,
but
yeah.
I can't say. I will never say I'm 100% accurate. I don't. If anybody says they're 100% accurate, I think they're full of.
And I tell them to
Yeah.
walk away from there. And I also will tell them, like when you do the animal communicating, there'll be times when you're communicating with the animal or doing reiki, I can almost hear you growling or barking or something like a cat. And doesn't mean you're insane.
Right.
It means that
Yeah.
you're really definitely communicating. And people go, what is that noise when you're actually sometimes. And don't be afraid to let anybody record what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When people, one person went to this one reader, and the reader wouldn't let her record or take notes.
Oh.
And I looked at her and I said, really?
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to know the name because it's not up to me to judge you one way or the other.
Oh,
I think-
yeah.
If they want to
That's-
take notes, I don't have
yeah.
a problem with it.
Right.
I
If you want to
encourage it.
record, I
Yeah.
encourage it actually.
Yeah, I agree. If they want to take pictures or notes or videos, yeah.
So did you have formal training as an animal Reiki?
Yeah, I did. So I trained through actually where I work with Cindy Mattingly, and I've also studied a lot with Kathleen Prasad. Her books. She's a pioneer with animal Reiki.
Very good book.
Say that again.
Very good author.
Have you read?
I've read a couple of pages.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I read that.
Yeah, no, she's very.
But they don't top her.
Yeah, I know. She's very gifted.
Did I still read your... She blushes, folks. But now it's time for you do more on your own now, right? And you're also teaching as well?
Yeah, we've gone through a transition, so I still do some the animal energy coordination through
Oh, yeah.
Healing Way Center, and I contract and teach through them. But I'm in the process of starting my own business to practice Reiki on animals and people as well if they're interested.
Stop holding yourself back. This
I
is
know.
a
I
message
need to
I'm
decide on a
getting.
name. That's my problem right at the moment.
Stop. Okay. Be the pioneer. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of Reiki people out there that do animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not enough.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
Be
There
that
definitely needs to be
pioneer.
more people.
You will be successful.
Thank you.
I think
Okay.
that one of the holdups is people doubt that they can actually communicate with the animal. Like you get feedback from a person,
Right.
but the one thing answals, they give you instantaneous
They do.
feedback.
They
I mean,
really
they
do.
really do.
Mhm.
But there's also a lot of places that you have to go to the animal because they won't let the animal come to you, and that's a holdback for some people because they don't want a stranger come into their house or whatever.
And I do distant work, like you do distant work as well, but I think a lot of people don't understand the concept of distance Reiki or distance energy work. And
Scott has a terrific communication with any animals.
Oh, really?
He really does.
That's cool.
The sadness that we lost Angel about a month ago and all that. But I would line up the food, the cat food. I'll say, okay, this is the tuna, this is the beef, this is whatever. Nope. They tell them they want something else. After I spend 20 minutes organizing everything. I'm an organizer. I want everything. And nope, he goes and they tell him what he wants. He goes and gets it for him, and stuff like that, And, by the way, folks, Scott and I are just celebrating 21 years of being together.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
In a long time. He puts up with me. I don't know.
God, I don't know how he does it either. I keep telling you, he's a saint. I'm not. People think I'm joking. I am not. I am serious.
I actually have I'm becoming very domesticated. I didn't know how hard it is.
It's a lot of work.
It is. I didn't know how you. The only thing I won't do is sweep a floor. I hate sweeping the floor. Yes. So I went out and I went to I bought one of those carpet sweepers here, the hand ones, so I'm going to use that on the floor. Will that work on a hardwood floor?
It might. It really depends on the thing because sometimes if they're made for carpet, they'll just spit the dirt from the hardwood floors around.
And that means I'll have to try to figure out how to. I don't know how to use a broom. You don't mind sweeping.
You can figure it out.
Can I?
Yeah, I have faith in you.
Oh, okay. Isn't that awesome? We're doing spring cleaning, and I reorganized my office, and the more positive energy that I didn't realize how much I was blocking until I reorganized everything. And I got a message that you need to reorganize a couple of rooms in your house.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the process of trying to do that.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work,
Oh, God.
It is.
I'm on one table and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Well, princesses aren't supposed to.
No, I know. Well, look at my nails. I shot them all down. Oh, God. I don't put I put my makeup on. It runs. Oh,
that's
God.
terrible.
So
Isn't that terrible?
That's terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
God. But I love it. Lori, what do you have for blessings?
What don't I have for blessings? I mean, I have an amazing husband, an amazing four-legged. I cannot begin to say how much joy she brings our lives. My children, my grandchildren, my parents, even my sibling. I mean, I am just so incredibly blessed every single day that some days I'm just giddy because it's hard to believe that I'm just so happy and so blessed.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
And that's that's the way even when I was down and out, lost everything, I still consider myself blessed.
That's good.
When you lose everything, you have to, and everything happens in life for a reason. Yeah. I am really blessed. I really am. I got beautiful friends. Mm-hmm. I have a beautiful TV show, thanks to my co-host helping me with it, because it was going down. It was going down the drain. And so I'm blessed that way. I have a beautiful partner. I have a lot of beautiful friends.
That's awesome.
Like this shirt. And I've never met anybody I don't like. I never have. And
You're a great programmer.
Oh, that's right. Great. Sorry about that. And God in the back here. Paul, who does a great job,
Yes, he does.
And actually, the other lady, I don't remember her name, but then we got friends like Mary, who has her own show. And, people in America, we can be blessed. We don't have to like the political people. I'm not going to get into that because, but we can change that by loving each other and loving ourselves. Wars have been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
Before time. If you read, I put a message on Facebook about it. You can't tell I'm gay, can you? No. Okay. But
you are?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was told. Oh, I got this lady come over. She says to me, "You're white." I go, "I am." I said, "Gee, I didn't know that." And of course she was high on whatever. And she says, "See, here's my mirror." I go, "Oh, I am white, aren't I? Isn't that beautiful?" And I don't know why I think she was like a lady in the night, so to speak. She was kind of buzzed out. And I said, "You know what, sweetheart? have a good day. May you be blessed, you know. And that's all you can do,
Yeah.
you know. But when I look around, and I had friends like Lorraine and Dave Dewey who come around, they're big help. My Bishop Paul. I'm trying to get Bishop Paul to come on. You would like it.
I would like to meet Bishop
Paul. You really
Paul.
would. I tell him when I see his house, I've got to run around naked. He has to behave himself. He goes, well, my goodness. You know what I mean? But here's a man who, like myself, I think we have a lot in common, him and I, who he walked out of a monastery in the Dominican Republic, okay, because they were allowing child abuse, you know, that he refused to follow. He said that's not his way or God's way.
Yeah.
He literally, as you know, they don't get Social Security and all that stuff when you're in the monastery.
Yeah.
He literally came from the DR to Boston, and then I met him in Boston, and I did a reading on him. And let me tell you, he tested me to the max, and that was awesome. And whenever I told him how to just the way I would, I told him you're going to get a professor job teaching at Harvard, of all places, for 7 years, and I did. And I described some of the children that he worked with, too, you know, so that kind of won him over. You know. Do I tell anybody I'm 100% accurate? But I do like the feedback, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants feedback.
Yeah.
You have, oh, this is exciting. This is really, I can feel the energy now as I start going, oh, I'm sending it. There's some kind, like a dog that has been kind of abandoned.
Yeah.
And there's one person doesn't know that vets won't take the time to try to study even though they have the money. Do you believe in miracles?
Absolutely.
Do you
yeah.
believe you're a miracle worker?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Do you believe that you're a miracle worker?
I guess the answer should be yes.
Yeah, right. Because I keep
Right.
hounding her, right? I would keep hounding her. until
You
she
would
said
keep
it.
hounding
Yeah.
her, but, you know, but
But believe it what
think-
you believe, but I'll
No,
tell you.
I-
You know,
You are a
the
miracle
universe
worker.
aligning with, the animal and the animal,
Yeah. See, you don't take credit. You give the credit to the universe, like I do. That's why we're miracle
that's
workers
what I
and
was gonna say.
miracle
I wouldn't
helpers.
say I was a miracle
Yeah.
worker.
You're a helper for miracle healings. How's that? We'll put it that way.
All right.
All right, I'll rephrase it.
Okay.
But no, you are a miracle worker.
Yeah, okay.
The higher power, the higher energy anointed you as a miracle worker for the
All right.
dogs. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm only a messenger.
Okay.
Okay, and once again, oh my God, so it's got to be coming through because I'm getting chills and everything. And there is a dog that looks like a mongrel that's been so badly abused, so badly beaten. And nobody will work on this dog because this woman, she can afford it, and she's going to be bringing her to you. It's kind of a dog, maybe it's about maybe 3 or 4 years old. And it's a mixed dog, and there's a lot of, she's taking breeding, she's doing everything. And guess what you're going to be doing? I'm excited. You're going to be healing with the tools of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And you, it's a tool, because you're a tool.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be healing that dog.
That's awesome.
And if you see green bile coming out of his mouth, it's because all that negative energy is coming out. So make sure you're grounded.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to have the most. You might want to wear a mask because it's going to have the most horrendous
Yeah.
smell. But you are not going to give up.
Okay.
And actually, you're going to take a small token fee, but you're going to donate it to your own building and also where other veterinarians, other so-called animal work. And I'm not putting anybody down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. It's fun. But anyways, you're going to, and I'm looking between February and March, so keep me posted, will you?
Okay.
And, do you see that? Yeah.
I didn't, but I don't doubt it, not for a second, because she would never turn any animal away.
Yeah.
And she would be there as much as you possibly can be.
Right.
So,
And there's something about like a little bullet or something coming out of the dog's throat as you're training the dog, some kind of whatever.
Okay.
And you, I will not. You will have to cleanse your office really down
Yeah.
and all that, and that'll be okay. Because isn't that what the spirit is supposed to be all about? Healing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I believe it's going to happen because I'm feeling emotional now. When I get emotional,
Yeah.
really, you can tell that it's going to happen. You know what I mean? And I don't get that energetic unless when I'm doing something on somebody.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, your husband loves you, by the way. Doesn't always understand what you do. Am I correct?
Yeah. That's
But
true.
he backs you up 120%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he
does.
believes in the old healing processes.
Yeah.
More than the so-called. People have to learn how to do the Eastern and the Western healing together.
They do.
Sometimes we need one, like when you had to have that,
right.
and all that, and we need to learn how to work with it, not against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think although more and more scientists are becoming more into it.
I think it's funny because I was just reading about a scientist that went out to prove that Reiki was
Right.
BS and ended up becoming a Reiki master teacher
that's
because
cool.
the more
That's awesome.
this scientist studied Reiki,
Yeah.
the more they could see the effects and that it was that it was energy, and they could actually measure it with their equipment, putting it on the patient, measuring before and after and during, and they just ended up realizing that it was a real thing. And now they're helping promote it more into hospitals and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really good.
I can't remember the scientist's name. I'm sorry, but it's a wonderful thing. So, Jen, what classes do you have coming
Thank
up?
I actually, on December, I think it's 3rd, next Sunday, I'm teaching basic animal Reiki through Healing Way Center. So I'm really excited about that. And then I'm continuing to facilitate the animal Reiki practices down at Nevins, MSPCA, and then another horse rescue group in Massachusetts. And then I'll start up teaching Reiki 1 and 2 in the spring and more animal Reiki classes.
So how does someone find out about your classes?
So, yeah, if you're interested in classes, then you can go to healingwaycenter.com, their website, or you can email me at jen@healingwaycenter.com, or you can call the office and get information at 978-475-3111. I hope.
Because we never call
Yeah,
ourselves,
I know.
right?
That isn't awful.
It
You
is.
know?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I went to the Kimberly's event, and it was
Yes.
really. I actually made
Second.
amends with a couple of people
Oh,
there, because I had a lot of bitterness against another organization.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually went and talked to. I think I told you. I actually went and talked to the two new volunteers, the director of what he wanted, and all of that hostility that I had, actually, I mean, to me it went ground level, but it all went away because I was able to talk.
That's
with
good.
So I will be having a person from Liberty House come on to the show.
So the moral of that story is communicate.
Patient, yeah.
Communicate
Right,
with
and-
those you're angry or disappointed with or whatever, and you might find out that your perspective isn't exactly
Well,
right
yeah,
or the way it needs to be.
Well, the people that were there that were doing it, that's why
Yep.
they no longer are there, so they have all new staff, And I actually see you going to some kind of reunion, like either a class reunion or a family
really?
reunion. A couple of people that want to make amends with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Were you shy in school?
Yeah, I was shy. Yeah.
Was.
Yeah, I mean, I probably am.
See, that's why you.
shy,
That's
but
why
I'm a lot more outgoing now,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's amazing what the spirit level will. People will never believe that I was shy at one time. Yes, I said at one time, but I was. I really was. With my dad, I used to hide behind the refrigerator.
Oh,
You guys, all the drinking, all that other stuff, stuff
Right.
that
Well,
went
that
on.
isn't being shy. That's being afraid.
right.
Oh.
Trying to be safe.
Yeah, and or when a lot of people would get together, I would shy away or be scared of. I didn't like a lot of, even today, and I think that you made me the same way. Once I do a psychic party or I do a live show, once it's over, I'm happy to get out of there and get home. I don't like going. I do it a lot because it's the right thing to
Right.
do,
Yeah.
but I'm happy at going right back home. Or if there's a crowd, I still don't. I've always felt I never fit in, even though people did. They had their own thing, even in school and nursing school. But I'm getting better. I think one thing about my TV show and what I do now for a living help me bring that protective wall that I had down around me. And I actually found someone that I really care about, and he cares about me. And when you learn to accept who you have,
Yeah.
I think that's important too, because you were shy,
Yeah, I was.
and you still are.
Yeah, I am.
You're a
to point.
bookworm.
I'm a bookworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as much as I used to be, but yeah, I used to be very much.
Were you shy?
For a period in my life, I was incredibly shy. I didn't say boo to anybody for a number of years. And then one day my boss said to me, "What are you doing? Why are you like this? Stop it." And I thought about it and said, she's right. Screw it. Threw that out the window.
See, that's like when I was bullied in school a lot, and then I became a bullier. So that, it's not there's no winning in either situation.
Bullying, whichever side you're on, it's
wrong.
Yeah.
I caused a guy to break his arm, and I went back about 10 years later and apologized. He didn't even remember me, and that's fine. But I made amends with myself.
Well, right. You did it for
I did it for me,
for you, and for spirit. And,
what has your dad? You still communicate with your dad?
I've never met him.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I told you that he's very proud of you, would you accept that?
Yeah.
Okay, because he is. Okay. And he also will tell you he wants you to forgive him for a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm sorry I forgot to ask your permission, but
That's okay. Yeah, you have my permission.
that's the one thing we've been learning. We've been learning a lot about doing. Financially, on your part, stop feeling so guilty. You're paying your share like you should be.
Okay.
Not anymore. Not anymore. If you weren't paying your share, I think he's the type of person that would tell you.
Okay.
He does love you.
Okay. Yeah, he does.
He's an old-fashioned male person that believes in supporting the wife the best way he can. Does he open the door for you?
Yeah, he does. Sometimes he gets aggravated if I do it myself. He's like,
Bruce is the same
he's
way.
like, he's like, will you let me open the door for you? And
Isn't that awesome?
yeah, it is.
I love it when they open the door
Yeah.
for me.
It is awesome, but for me, it's also I can open my own door. I'm sorry. So you want me to walk up to a door and step aside so you can open it so I can
Yes.
walk through?
Yes.
That's silly. Just let me open the door and walk through. I appreciate the gesture and I appreciate the thought behind it.
Right.
And sometimes it's perfectly, the way, works out great. But other times, when I have to make an extra effort to let you open the door for me, that's just silly.
No.
I'm
getting my daughter-in-law, so she allows me to open the door for her. One girl opens another one.
Well, she's an angel, so you should open the door for her.
Yeah, she really is.
That's the least you could do for her.
I call my daughter-in-law my guardian angel. I really do. And if daughters are like my, see, there again, that's another blessing.
Yeah.
And if a daughter to some people is like my daughter-in-law, I am so blessed.
That's good.
The only thing she does to tell the daughters is everything I do.
Because she loves you.
Yeah.
And that's what she should do.
Now, she'll tell if I had a hot dog, if I had a brownie, that. I lost 2 more pounds.
Good.
Wow.
Good job.
That's
Keep it
awesome.
up. You're
I
doing
really don't know how
fantastic.
I'm doing either. How I'm doing, just believing,
okay.
I guess. I drink lots and lots of water.
That's good.
Every 2. I don't know. I have a horrible. I have an obsession. I think. No matter what I do, I wake up at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, go to the bathroom, drink a bottle of water, which is really not, not
yeah,
cool.
at 2 a.m.
And then at 4 o'clock, I do the same thing repetitiously, and then my dog wakes me up, and I have to go take her out. Then I have to, it's just I have to start learning how to control my habit. Now I'm coming back into house cleaning again like I like, but I have to remember I cannot be overly, because I at one time I would be so obsessed with cleaning that if you came in my room and you smoked a cigarette, it might only be 1 cigarette, you might be in there for maybe 5. I'd have to take all the curtains down and wash all the walls and rewash the curtain hanger on. And if you came back 10 minutes later, I'd do it all over again. And I can remember going to this wonderful counselor, there with Jack, and he says to me, well, time to test your strength and see what you're going to do. He took 2 big bags of paper towels and stuff like that and dumped them on the floor. And I'm there, sitting there, nope. He said, if I have to restrain you, let me tell you, that was the hardest lesson I had ever learned. And it was okay, it's okay to be not having picture. Your house is picture perfect, right?
No, I mean, it is pretty.
But it's lived in, right?
Yes, it's definitely lived in. But see, like you, I used to be, my house was spotless. You could eat off my floors. And what I realized is I was making everybody miserable.
Yeah.
So now my house is clean, but it's a home and everybody's welcome. And, my floors may not be mopped for
I like to hear that.
forever,
Yeah.
But
You in the same way?
Sort of, but not really. I mean, right now my house is chaos because we've been having work done in the house and, trying to clean stuff out and reorganize and,
But you know where everything is.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's an organized mess.
Yeah. Your husband's more anal about perfection than you are.
So he's more of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on, I guess, the situation or whatever. Yeah.
You mean modeling your house?
No, we're getting repair work done on it. So
On
it's,
the inside?
yeah, on the inside.
It's kind of like remodeling.
A little bit outside
Yeah.
too, but
You're going to do the whole house over.
yeah, I know the
And then
house.
you're going to end up selling it.
Oh, really?
So
To
he
get
keeps
your
saying-
farm.
He keeps saying that
Getting
to
the
me,
farm.
but I'm not planning to go anywhere.
Yeah.
No,
But I
you know-
might.
you know-
Huh.
Yeah, you
I
know
have
the
a price
thing-
in mind. Someone offers it to me, I'm gone.
See, the thing is, I can tell you this stuff,
Yeah.
Any reader can tell you, right?
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want, oh my God, I'm going to do this or I'm going to
Right,
do that.
absolutely.
you
Yeah,
know.
no, yeah.
You know, it's up to the reader. Hey, Mr. God, what are you blessed for today, grateful for today?
Oh my God, the list is so long. This is only a 2-hour show.
Right?
Oh, okay. But see, we have the greatest staff here.
That's good.
I love it because he shows us the great history of Manchester.
Yep.
And
That's
I'm
awesome.
sure it's a lot of work editing and all that stuff. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
I'm too pretty, and I don't want to ruin my eyebrows, But I did write 2 pages of my book.
Good.
So
Good.
well, I've been waking up at 3:00, and I'm going to say, well, maybe this is the time I should be writing my
Well,
book.
and that's what they say.
Yeah.
They do say that between 2 and 4 is the creative time where spirit will wake you up to, tell you or guide you on some creative something. That's why a lot of people who are on a spiritual path will wake up during those hours, and people who aren't do too, because spirit's trying to get them on the path. Welcome to Norma Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, Laurie.
Hey, Mary. How are you?
Feeling better than I have been.
Yeah, you sound a little under the weather compared to
Yeah,
last
I
week.
am. I got 2 different kind of infections right now.
Oh,
no.
Mary, come on. Are you trying to keep up with me? Knock it off.
I know, huh? I got one in my kidneys I just found out today, and the other one's in my lungs.
Oh, honey, I'm so
no.
sorry. Well, we will definitely send you
Yeah.
love and healing.
Taking medicine, so
So
I'll
you,
be okay.
yeah, and you're going to be going to Mass. Are you still going down to Mass tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. They got everything ready, and they got something for me when they get down there. So.
Okay. Well, if
Yeah.
anything happens and the weather turns bad or not, yes, we got
Yeah,
plenty
if
of
it
food.
rains hard, I'm not going down.
Well, our
You
door
know.
is open. And that's for anybody that's out there. If you want to come and enjoy the Thanksgiving with my son and daughter-in-law and myself and another friend of ours, and Mary can tell you, we always have plenty of food. You're more than welcome to come.
You know, when you go to your place or go to Mike's place in Tannis, you go there, and if you go home hungry, it's your fault.
You're the same way.
It really is.
Yeah, it really
There's so
is.
much food.
And everybody brings something, that's the important
Yeah,
part, a
yeah.
lot of times. And that's what family's all about.
Bruce is already cooking. He's been cooking for hours already for tomorrow. He's planning ahead. He's feeding the world.
Yeah, well, Scott's got the pumpkin pie made. I was going to make the apple pie.
Yeah.
And now I got to go home and I do all the prep work, and he does all the other work.
Well, Bruce and I have to go buy a new pumpkin
Good
or
cook,
apple
let me
pie.
tell you. Excellent
Buy
cook.
one?
Yeah, because we've been eating the apple pie.
Oh.
So now we have to go tonight and buy one to replace it.
So, Mary, you're good. How was your show yesterday?
It was good. Glenn came on. He made like a video, for Thanksgiving
Uh-huh.
and everything. And I told everybody about your grand dog.
Uh-huh.
And I showed him the picture of
Oh,
Holly
thank you.
and everything. Told him what had happened, and I definitely say condolence, to your family from mine.
Thank you. Yeah, you saw it. And the way I look at it now is that he's an angel. I really believe
Yeah.
that when animals cross over, they actually go back to their natural mother, or their natural home.
Yeah.
And this is my belief. And then they come and visit us. They don't ever forget us. They're always there. You're going to hear either
Yeah.
the tinkling of a bell, or the ball rolling, or the dog.
I think Jen and I can both tell you numerous stories of pets.
Oh yeah, I can too. And like there's one dog I had put to sleep, and I think it was Amy. I don't know that told me. Amy S.E.
Sabatino?
Sabatino was telling me that I talked to her about Frosty, who had passed away. Okay, and that because of the way I did it, the Frosty holds no bad feeling against it. You know, I always feel bad, like we always.
Yeah.
Maybe if we could have done this. Maybe if we could have done that.
Yeah.
You know.
I went through that with Ozzy. You know, was it the right thing? I mean, he.
Can you send some Reiki energy to her cat as we're talking?
Absolutely.
Mary,
Yeah.
your cat, what's her name, Gardenia?
Ladina?
Ladina.
Ladina. She's not doing too well, right?
No, she's not.
Oh,
Would you allow
sorry,
Jen,
Jen?
Jen to send some energy to your cat?
Yes, I have two of them that's not feeling good. You know, the white Siamese
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
talks.
Yeah.
She'll say hi. She's sleeping right now, but my Ladina, I'm worried about her.
Oh, God bless. Can you tell us a little about what's, how she's not, feeling well? What's going on with her?
You know, no, she's like when I'm sick, she's sick.
Yes.
And I got pneumonia again. I got walking pneumonia. I've had that twice this year. And she catches it from me because she's so close to me. I had two doctors that wanted to put her down. And I said, you're not doing it. I'll take her home and this is 3 years ago they wanted to put, and I said, you're not going to do it. I'm taking her home, which I did. I took her home and I gave her medicine. I gave her baby aspirins. I did this and she came out of it good. Now she's been sneezing an awful lot again and she's starting to lose weight and I don't like that.
Her lungs are very congested.
She's trying to take the illness away
Yeah.
from you, Mary.
Yeah.
So I would have a strong, stern talk with her that it's not her job to make you better, because that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to pull that illness away from you.
Sneezing, and she's so close to me.
Yeah.
I mean, she lays down with me like a baby would, put their head on your arm, and I cover her up, and I hold her.
Yeah.
And she looks at me, and I'll say, good night, my girl, and I'll give her a kiss. And she'll be sound asleep in my arms.
Yes. Definitely.
But when your lungs are congested, I'm sensing that hers are too.
Yeah, I feel-
she's been sneezing, and when it's the cutest thing. When she sneezes, she'll run right to me so I can wipe her nose.
Oh.
Automatically, she sneezes, and I have to wipe her nose.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
She's good at not being okay.
yeah.
I'm
And
not
this
gonna
is one of them that one of
She's
four,
gonna
I
be
should
okay.
say, that I brought into the world. At the time with Addie, the mother had 4 kittens, and Medina's one of them, and Crystal is one of them, and her brother and her sister. I literally helped bring into the world.
Wow.
And
You should have been a
Medina,
veterinarian,
she'll be 9
Mary.
years- No, she'll be 10 years old next year.
Yeah.
My white Siamese, Sophie, she is 13 years old. My muffin girl is 14 years old.
You know, animals live a long time when they have a good, loving home.
Yeah, that's true.
And for those people who have lost pets young, that doesn't mean you didn't have a loving home.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Just,
sorry.
just-
Yeah.
right. So just
Yeah,
understand.
sorry about that,
Because but
Yeah.
animals do like people.
Yeah.
We thrive in a loving environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, these are my
Thank
kids.
you for correcting that, because other people would say, well,
Yeah,
you mean
they're my
because
babies.
you're right.
Right.
They're
Right.
what I call crystal animals.
Yes.
Like there are crystal children, there are crystal animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I truly have come to believe that Ozzy died because he was trying to make sure that Bruce and I didn't get cancer. So he took the cancer and developed it. Because, it just came out of the blue in a couple months, and he was... it
A lot
wasn't
of times
something
when,
that-
when
yeah.
crystal children and crystal animals, because they're all, a lot of times they're here to teach us how to love.
Yes, that's the one thing Ozzy taught was absolutely unconditional love. He,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know.
and kids too. But some people, pets, animals aren't meant to be here a long period
No.
of time.
No,
They're
That's why
meant to
they're called
come for a
crystal
short
children.
Yeah.
period
Yeah.
of time to teach an important lesson. It's up to you how you
Yeah.
accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mary, I do see a lot of healing coming around your, especially I'm looking into your apartment. I'm seeing
Yeah.
a lot of energy that was negative. I see that fleeing out of your apartment. I really do.
Oh, that's good.
And I also will tell you that the people that have been harassing you there, they're moving away.
Yeah, I heard the other day, I guess they're getting kind of sick of it, and I guess they've been here 3 years, I guess. And I guess from what I can hear in between the talking, I guess they're going to be moving. In fact, 2 families already moved.
The biggest troublemakers are moving before the beginning or the middle of next year, on January.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mary, we got to let you go. Let me know how your cat
All right.
feels, okay? Or let her know.
Yeah,
Happy
good luck.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
Mary.
any
We
comments
love
for
you.
her?
And happy Thanksgiving to
Well,
everybody, you
yeah.
too, Norm and
Yeah.
Laurie, and
Yeah.
then the lady that's there
Jen.
with you.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
I feel like some of the Reiki has eased some of all of your cat's issues. Your first cat, I felt like the energy was being drawn to her like throat and her chest area and heart area, and I feel like that's flowing better now. And I just feel like things are a little bit more improved than when you first started the conversation.
Make sure they drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. I have that big thing, they have.
Right.
And I leave it right there. So it's full, and I put ice in it for them. They love to see ice floating, and they play with it.
Oh, yeah.
And and my white one, Norm, you heard her say hi to you.
Oh, yeah. I think she actually said it on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the
you-
one,
yeah.
she's pretty sick, because she is spitting up blood now.
Yeah, she has a matter of time.
Yeah, she's got blood coming up now. But like I said to my other friend, she's here until the end with me.
I'm going to ask everyone out there to help me to make sure that paperwork is in order for the healing pause. Because there's a lot of things there I'm still reading over and bringing over. I'm going to have to have you look it all over and get it done with. And so, Mary, I want you to help send special blessings so that we can get this organization going the way it should be.
I do. I really do.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, Mary, have a great holiday. Remember, the doors open the next
You
day.
too. I know, and thank you so much.
Okay, and if you want to come over on Friday and have whatever we have left over, that's fine too.
All righty.
All right? Okay.
All right.
You have a great day
care.
now. Bye-bye now.
Bye,
All
Mary.
right, bye-bye.
Bye.
She's so sweet. She's a sweet.
Now, a lot of the paperwork I've got to, maybe that's why I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to get finished doing there's only like 3 more questions I got to answer on the questions for the state of New Hampshire so I can get everything up and rolling.
That's awesome.
Folks, we are having it in April. I'm looking around for different locations to have even a private house. If you have a big house that has a big yard, I don't care, but to have our first annual event for the Healing Pause. All proceeds will go to the Healing Pause.
That's awesome.
Except for what we'll find sponsors to pay for the hall. I'm pretty good about that.
Yeah.
That's good.
When all the proceeds will go to the hall once the people pay their dues, but we do the readers 50-50. Okay, and you of course are invited to come. And I want to have a place where we can bring the animals so you can work on the
Yeah,
animals.
that would be awesome.
I think that would be good too. I would, because I think that your journey in the spiritual world is just beginning.
Really? Okay.
You haven't even touched the iceberg, the tip of it.
That's cool.
You're actually, well, I keep seeing an image, maybe I don't know what it means, but I see an image of a zebra.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Usually a zebra is a very spiritually sign that I see with people. Okay. Give the idea for the zebra with the.
Well, for me, when I see a zebra, it means that there's balance coming to a situation. I know that doesn't make any sense, but
Of course it does.
that's what that it means to me, that something's going to balance out. That's too,
That's
way
good.
too one,
That's always a
You
good thing.
just-
around animals,
Right.
obviously.
Well, look at the animals. The zebras are black and white. And
Right.
it gets along with itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other animals aren't attacking because, or a white albino isn't attacking a black bear or a white bear or whatever. Why can't we stop attacking each other?
Humans are the worst. We really are.
I said a comment on my website, okay, spiritualvisionary.net. But the bad words I say will go to her website.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's so good to have you back. I've had, I do appreciate all the co-hosts that I've had.
And
really
I'm
do.
grateful for everybody that helped,
you know.
because I was out way longer than I thought I'd be.
But we and one thing that I look at on my website, I said, who's more wild, the animals or the people?
It's true.
Go into the jungle. They don't attack each other unless they're hungry. Granted, they might, a hippopotamus or whatever in Africa or whatever.
Yeah.
But they just don't walk up. Like that young boy that was killed in Goffstown.
Right. Right. I mean, that's just
Tragic.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a young man that died in a car accident or heroin overdoses. And the more we make big deals out of this, the more publicity. We got to find a happy solution.
See, we disagree on that, because I think for too many years this heroin epidemic was swept under the rug and nobody talked about it. And I think bringing it out into the light, just like sexual abuse, bringing it out to the light, talking about it's the only way we're going to be able to find solutions and stop this predatory behavior or this abusive behavior or this lack of self-love that so many addicts have. People don't realize most addictions start from lack of self-love.
Get the medication out of your medicine, what do you call it? Medicine shelf there.
Medicine cabinets?
Medicine cabinet.
Well,
And hide it where the kids can't get them.
Right. If you're not using it, get rid of it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean throw it in the trash or flush it down the toilet. Take it to your local police department or some pharmacies, I'm told now, have full-time collection of unused prescriptions.
Because, when my friend Bob passed away, he had a whole bunch of medication, and they told me that I had to put it into a can with coffee in it, coffee grounds in it, and put it all in there. And I said, what good is that?
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
No, about 3 years ago.
Well, it was before. No, it was before you met me, so it's been at least 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years ago. And the thing, like when my other partner, Scott, my other roommate, he died of cancer, we had 4 bottles of morphine.
Yeah.
I could have sold them on the market and made $500 a piece, but you know what? I had a conscience. I literally had them knocking on my door. And so I called the pharmacist up. We can't take them back. I would have loved to have been able to take them like the Merrimack Hospice House down there,
Right.
and donate it to them.
But they can't do that because, unfortunately, you might have tampered with it.
You know what I'm saying.
But now, but see now, because of the discussion around this heroin epidemic, more places are taking back prescription drugs, and it doesn't have to just be narcotics.
No, it can be
any prescription drug. Some police departments year-round have collections. Some pharmacies now, some fire departments, I'm told, in the state will
I believe
take
that Manchester has that.
So there's no reason to leave something laying around. Yeah. But if you're actively using it, like you said, secure it. Don't leave it in the kitchen cabinet or in the hall bathroom where anybody can come. Was it someone you knew or somebody else I know had their son would go with them to visit their friends, and he would then, can I use your bathroom? And he'd go in and he'd take drugs from everybody. But he'd only take 1 or 2. So when they went to look at it, they're like, I thought I had more, but they are not like, someone stole my medication, because he only would take. But when you do that at every house you go to,
it's
when I had my gallbladder removed, they gave me some value. I think it was pretty powerful value, and I refused it. I won't take them because I have an addictive personality. And I went in, and the gentleman came in with us. And I didn't pay attention. I thought I knew him well enough. And like you just said, he was clever. I had a 30-day supply. Okay, he was clever enough to make it look like I still had all of them. I don't remember taking them. Maybe that's why I don't do it. I don't remember taking them, blah, blah, blah. And it's ridiculous. People, I've had people take my blood pressure pills. And I tell myself, you're going to get a bad reaction from, I don't want to be held accountable, so now I end up, like you said, I end up hiding them now. So I don't take them anymore anyways, but still, it's pretty bad that you can't have them in your own house.
But that's why after my surgery, I asked my doctor to only give me 2 days worth of painkillers, because everybody told me I was going to need them for a couple of days anyway. And she honored that, that wish, because I didn't want it hanging around my house. I knew I wouldn't take, a week or God forbid, some people take 6 weeks worth of painkillers. Why?
Because your body is. And my nephew, he's on some pretty heavy drugs right now. He says he can't wait to.
Right, so he can get his head clear.
He was in Texas, and there were two guys beating up one guy. He went out on the steps and told the police were coming, so it was up to them. And one of the guys' girlfriend jumped into the car, and I guess he hit my nephew, took his whole hip all the way down to his ankle, to his knee, and had to redo major surgery. And now he's got arthritis, and he probably will have to walk with a limp, And going to charge you with what is it called?
Attempted murder.
Attempted murder.
They were in our charter with attempted murder.
Wow. That's awful.
People, the more I read about things, I don't know why, but the more, women, I begin to realize women can be just as vicious as men.
Women can be more vicious than
well, I be polite,
Yeah, I mean, honest. Let's be
You ever
honest.
watch that movie? You ever watch that TV series called Snap?
No, I don't. I don't put that. I won't honor that
I
type
watch
of
that
energy.
once in a while. No, okay. And then what is I going to say? I'm a little bit with. No, okay, all right. I won't talk about. I don't even know what it was, but that's okay. Spirit says I don't want to talk to me about it. That'll make me go away with it, But on a positive note, we got a lot of new restaurants, as I told you about. I don't remember the name of that. And down on 2nd Street's a new Mexican restaurant. People are very, very friendly. You like
That's
Mexican
good.
food?
Not really.
No. But this is really awesome. The service was very quick.
That's cool.
The heat was off because they had some malfunction. But by the time we got there, it was so hot I can't stand a hot place.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Breakfast Club, had another course. One of my waitresses, so I'm pretty fortunate. I get a donational breakfast. I wouldn't call it that way, But there are a lot of folks. One of the things that you can do to bring family together, I think cooking a family meal and having everybody sit down at the same time, even once a week. Like we used to, Sundays when I grew up, people used to go. I was not allowed to other people's houses on Sunday, and to me that was a very lonely day. But to me, Sunday was a family day. Was that with you?
Every day was a family day. We always ate dinner as a family. Always.
Yeah.
And my daughter and her family they eat dinner as a family every day.
See, and I didn't grow up that way. Well, me and but and then family. Folks, for you out there that I can't stand my mother, or I can't stand my father, or I can't stand my brother, my sister, or whatever. You know what? Tomorrow you may regret saying that because something could happen to one of the family members, and then you have to live with the guilt of it. Do you have to forgive them for them? No, not necessarily. You really have to give for yourself, and also if you feel like But the main people is, and I had to learn this the hard way. Thanks to Lori showing me how again, and you have to learn how to forgive.
Yeah.
You don't always have to forgive the person who'll hurt you. But you can forgive the actions and for yourself, And don't think about, what if I did, what did I do wrong to make, I don't know where we're going with this, to be honest with you.
That's okay.
I'm just allowing the spirit to handle it, like we always do.
You go for it.
And if you, don't wait, what did I do to make them hate me so much? Or you may have done nothing.
Yeah.
How other people react has nothing to do with you.
No.
It really is true. I had someone friend of ours, say to me, I made my husband do that. I'm like, wow, you must be really powerful because you can't make anybody do anything.
No.
Needless to say, that went into a long conversation on how her husband does what he does because of him. That has nothing to do with her. And that's true in every relationship. And the person you meet, the road rage person on the street, if you're unfortunate enough to get in that's on them. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you could have been sitting ridiculously long at a light. Somebody did post one day, if I'm sitting, if I set a light for 4 seconds, you honk the horn, I'm not going to go. Well, no, if you're sitting at a light for 4 seconds, you're being a word I can't say on air. Because you need to be paying attention, because when you're driving, that's all you should be doing is driving. You shouldn't be doing your nails or putting on makeup or bouncing your checkbook. I saw a guy eating ice cream out of his wife's lap one day. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. We were down here on Bridge Street coming on to Elm, and this lady was busy talking on it. This is before they passed any laws about talking on the cell phone or anything on quite a while now. And no way could they get around her because of traffic and stuff. She literally sat there through 2 red lights and 2 green lights. Finally, I went over and I said, do you mind if you don't mind, I'm on a very important phone call. And my husband is a police officer in this town. So there's going to be nothing you can do about it.
See, I would have called the police
And
the
I did.
first light she sat through.
So I said, well, I can move you out of the way with my car.
Right. Just,
Don't
be rude. Get out of the way. But see, now someone will say, well, that caused the road rage. No, because how the person reacted had nothing to do with that woman's rudeness.
I said, and luckily a police will come up by, and I said, is that your wife? No. I said, you want to tell her to move? Because she said that her husband's a police officer. She said he was a police officer. And he is no longer a police officer. I'm not going to mention names. That's not important. And he gave her a ticket for holding up traffic.
Right. Because, I mean, it's just thoughtless.
Inconsiderate, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what are you doing? You going away for the holiday?
No, we're actually we're going to stay home and have a very quiet day because my husband is just getting back from China and Taiwan, and he's been traveling most of the past 3 months, so he's exhausted and he needs a break.
Quiet time.
And teach you how to appreciate each other with him going like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, right?
And actually, if you two had to be around each other 24/7, there would be a lot of tension. You know that, okay?
Yeah.
His journey of traveling isn't done yet.
Yeah, no.
Is he in the banking field or financial field?
No, he's in nutrition. He's a research scientist.
Oh, scientist.
Yeah. But he's going to have to change jobs because they're laying people
Closing up
off.
there.
Yeah.
Well, he will never be without a job long.
That's good.
I actually see him going to a bigger company.
Oh, really?
Don't be surprised if he goes to Harvard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, really?
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be good.
And with the stability.
Yeah.
More like in the medical research. Does he do medical research?
He does do collaborations or does work with medical people, doctors and that sort of thing, but it's not specifically medical research that he does.
One of the things you see, but he's really intelligent.
He's very smart.
That's why you two get along so well. I don't see him being a social butterfly, neither one of you.
No, he's not.
He's more into the work than he is into the people.
He is. He's a workaholic.
Yeah. And this is why you two both really get along, because you don't want to go out and socialize. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you don't socialize, but you're more comfortable with your animals.
I am. That's true.
And he's learned to accept that.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
11 years.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And you got another 35 years to go.
That's
At
good.
least.
That's good.
How old are you?
I am 40, almost 41.
No.
I am, yeah.
It's hard to believe, right?
Thank you.
I thought she was like in her early 30s.
Right? When you think that? Yeah.
You look like a schoolgirl, just out of college with the Bobby Scots and
Bobby socks.
Yeah.
Norm.
What do they
You're
call
really
them?
showing your age there.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to wear Bobby socks. And
how long ago were you in college?
We won't talk about that. But I will. One thing that I've seen a lot of blessing in your house. Okay, if I may. There are a couple of energies in there that need to go away. Okay, and they're like in your. You have an office in your house.
Yeah, it's
Kind
an
of
extra.
like an office,
Yeah.
like your room
Yeah.
or whatever. But you have a male spirit in that room that really. You know how to do that, right?
Well, yeah, I can do Reiki or ask Archangel
Mrs.
Michael.
Sage.
I
I'm
do
a
have
firm
sage.
believer
I'm
with sage. A lot of people say no.
I'm
what
because
do
my
you might have?
animals. I'm nervous.
She has a bird in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, that's right,
So
so you
yeah,
can't really
you
have it in
can't.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has to
When
be
you
very careful.
when you're going to go to remove the spirit, take the bird out of the room.
Okay.
Okay, because they'll go to a lot of times the spirit will go to the weakest point, which will be your bird that you love. How old is your bird? Pretty old.
She's like middle aged. She's about 16 years old.
Very bossy.
She has an attitude, that's for sure. She she has an attitude.
She lets you know when she's
She
in
lets
the
me
room.
know, yeah.
She lets you know when she don't want a lot of people around.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
People think it's cute, but it's not. It's embarrassing to you.
It is like, yeah, I feel bad, she has a big set of lawns, and so if
Well,
she's
they
not,
don't care. Well, people don't really pay attention.
yeah,
to
people
that,
are
to be
usually
honest
just
with you, they're not,
curious. Yeah.
She likes classical music.
She loves all kinds of music. I have on the computer. I have like a wide variety. Lori came over once.
I long
Cuban
time.
music. Yeah.
I would probably when she gets really rambunctious. This is what Spirit's telling me. It's to tell you to put on semi-classical or classical soft music, and I'll cover it up. My son gave us a bird that nobody else could have. They would yell at me, and they'd get more.
Yeah.
And then we brought him then to my house. And Scott, he has a fantastic way with animals. He really does. And he would let the bird get out on his shoulder, pick out his bald spot on his head, and all that other stuff. And then we started putting soft music on.
Yeah.
Okay. And went very nicely covered up in a room. Didn't like my room, so he had to end up going and put it in Scott's room. Otherwise it would squawk. So, and then we put on soft music for him. And the music really helps him to relax.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works. With animals, they're very sensitive.
And it works
to
with
that.
people too.
It does. Yeah.
You know?
It does.
Any energy that we feel, the animals feel too.
I think they feel it stronger.
Probably stronger.
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
so. I think they resonate with it more deeply than we do, but because we have our ego get in our way, even the most advanced of us spiritually can still tend to let our ego get in our way.
Who would ever do that?
Can't imagine.
I used to. I'm doing better with my ego, though. I've come a long way with it, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I had an ego to well, I'm a triple Leo, so what do you expect, And I'm not. I can always remember when I first started out doing my TV show down on Commercial Street. I would not sit with the other readers at any event. I had to have a room by myself.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I went out here. And because I did have the people coming to see me. But then I'm looking in the mirror, and you've heard this 1,000 times, but I looked in the mirror, and the mirror says to me, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And I go, "Why? I'm the star, Really? He says, and it really let me point out, no, I'm not the star. Yeah. That was like with Matt and Angie, a couple other people all on. And I said, I have a confession to make. And they went, oh, no, here we go again. And when I told them that I wasn't the star, I'm only this tool. And who the stars are, like yourself being a guest on the show, Lori and I are only the tools. Do you agree with that? We're stars, I guess you want to look at it that way. But we're only the tools that bring the stars on. And actually the main stars are the people who watch our show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the animals who we work with,
Yeah.
But those are the stars. We're only the instruments to be able to do this. And you got to, and this is what I love about America. We can have our shows. We can do what we want. As long as Lord and I will never allow anybody to just to talk badly about somebody, right?
Right,
Or,
we don't do
politics,
disrespect.
or we don't bring
that's
people
good.
down on the air.
Yeah, that's
I had a guy that, I think he was starting to talk about how bad the mayor was. We hung up on him.
He
And I won't
just
put up
kept
with that.
calling them names and
You know.
not
Yeah,
offering
you need to be
anything
Very
concrete.
yeah.
So
And I don't want
I
to
had
listen to
hang
it
up on him.
anyways,
Yeah.
So one of the things we all have to do, people, that I really seriously, pray in your own way, meditate, whatever you want to do for this universe.
Yeah.
Not just the good old USA, but for all around
Well, all of Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
And,
I
you
am
know,
so
all
frightened
of
that I
her
keep
inhabitants.
seeing time after time, and everything fall into play what I said 5 years ago, and I wish it wouldn't. But then again, people is allowing it to happen. That's like what I tell people when we do readings, that I really wish that I keep seeing in Africa either 125,000 acres of land or 1.2 million, 2 million acres of land being destroyed. You don't know how much I want to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know. One of the things I'm also, you have a website?
I
Because I'm
don't.
doing all the talking about introducing yourself and tell people all over again.
For my, so my name is Jen O'Leary Chen, and I am an animal Reiki practitioner and teacher, and I am the animal energy coordinator at Healing Way Center. And you can go to their website, which is healingwaycenter.com, and find out more information about animal energy work and classes. And my bio is there. If you wanted to email me privately, you could email me at luckypetreiki, which is LUCKIE petreiki.com at gmail.com, sorry. And again, you can call Healing Way Center's phone number, which is hopefully 978-475-3111.
And you also can do this remotely, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Do you enjoy doing it remotely?
I do, actually. I feel like if I do it remotely, I can connect with the animal or person a little bit more deeper than I can in person, because sometimes if you're in person, if an animal's really sick or if they're really cute and, you know, jumping on you and giving you kisses and stuff like that, that can be a little bit distracting. So I feel like I can connect with the animal a little bit deeper doing a distance session.
That's cool. Now, when they come in, see, like my son dog Holly loved people and didn't like other dogs, but
Yeah.
he liked people. But if you have a dog that comes in and they're pretty aggressive, what do? You may have them wear what do they call that thing?
Yeah, a mask.
Yeah.
I haven't had to have that happen yet, and hopefully I don't. You know, usually, you know, it's really important to make sure that I'm grounded, because any, you know, thing that's going on in my life, if I'm excited, upset, angry, sad, anything, the animal's going to pick up on that, and it's going to affect the session, and it's going to affect their behavior. So if I'm grounded and calm as much as possible, you know, I try to do that before each session, and, you know, I always let the animal choose if they want to accept Reiki. I don't want to force it on them, because you always want it to be a positive experience, right? So, you know, if I have to offer Reiki to the space first, you know, and create, you know, calming and, you know, sacred space, then I'll do that, you know.
You love what you do,
I do, I really do.
and it shows.
Yeah, I really
You don't
do.
look at it just as a job.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
doesn't it show?
Oh, it absolutely
It's such a
is.
pleasure having you here. It's such a pleasure having you
Oh,
here.
I
You
love
know?
being here.
That's like when Kimberly Bear.
Yes.
Hey, I got
Oh,
a
my
name
God.
right. Oh my!
Both the first
Yeah,
and last.
yeah.
You should buy a lottery ticket.
There you go. Maybe I will. This woman, in fact, I got to download it. This woman told us such an incredible story last week. And she talked about Jesus, and that's okay because it wasn't connected with any religious form or whatever, but how she has a prophet or whatever. And she talked about how without her help, her story was testimonial, you know. And don't you think? And I was just so impressed with it, you know. These are the things I look for. I don't look for the people who say, "Oh, I'm the greatest reader in the world," and I'm going to shut you down,
Right.
you know. Or if you don't really come in and if you don't know what you're doing, please don't try to pull it over on her. And I want to, you know, we've had people try to do stuff like that. You're more polite than I am.
I only have high caliber friends. I'm
Right,
sorry.
yeah.
It's, you know,
Yeah,
that's it.
you're more polite than I am with them.
Well, there's no reason to be impolite or rude, but you know,
It is
like,
warm in
you
here,
know,
isn't it? Yeah.
The one lady that, you know, just don't come in. It's like she was sitting there saying, "I can do this,"
Yeah.
and then Norm said, "Well, can you do it?" And she goes, "Well, I can't." But literally 2 seconds ago, you said you could.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and then she gave a reason why she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it was like, but
Right.
2 seconds ago you just said you could do it.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, that was frustrating.
Oh yeah. And that's when I get upset. That's when I get little.
Yeah.
She keeps you.
But there's no reason to ever be rude or
No.
nasty. That doesn't
No.
accomplish
Yeah,
anything.
that's the one that had
Absolutely
that. We had one that had that. She couldn't do it reading because she didn't bring a prayer card. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
She didn't.
She
She'd
wasn't
been
got a
doing
prayer
this
card.
prayer for 24 years, but she didn't know what it was because she was told not to memorize it. Okay, you've been saying the same prayer for 24 years. I'm pretty sure you're going to have it memorized.
Right.
Yeah. Whether you mean to
Or
or
if someone, yeah, and my pet peeve is I'm paying money and someone says, "Well, let me look at my book and see what it says." You know what? You should know all of this. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to. I learn something new every day, and I'm a lot older than you two are, believe me. And I've been doing this a lot longer than you two have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I came into this generation with this type of feeling, and as a child, I knew what was going on here. I always knew as a child I was very spiritual. Did you? But I did. I thought
I
it
knew
was
I
really-
was different.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't like my siblings.
I knew that I was spiritual, like maybe what a church order or whatever. My foster mother was great about. She never discouraged my dad.
Yeah.
So. But I knew I think we always know that we have this gift. Like whether you realize it or not, you knew that you were an animal communicator. And a healer for animals.
Yeah.
Now you've got to expand it more to understand and be patient. And if you misunderstand, don't be afraid to question them because they will help you to get the right answer. You have cats, huh?
I do, yeah.
And like 10?
No. I have 2.
You got 3 more coming.
Really.
But you got to convince your husband.
I'm sure I do. Yeah.
All together, I've seen 10 cats all around you, whether they passed over. But you were, like I said before, the animals are, as you will notice, I said the feline, like the bear, you are very well protected in the feline area. 'Cause that's
I did have 2 other cats that have passed over, and then I had another cat that I rescued when she was a kitten and gave her to my best friend, and I was very close with Spiky. So she's,
Spiky's still alive?
No, she's passed over.
Yeah. Because you died of a broken heart.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. One thing I do know, did you have a white cat at one time?
I have one right now. Yeah.
Well, that spirit is saving you from having car accidents.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it really is. Because you get a little flaky or airheaded when you're driving sometimes. You got to concentrate a little bit more.
Okay.
When I say airheaded, don't ever take that as an insult.
No.
Take it as a compliment. Because being in the spiritual world like we are, it is because we're in the world, but we're not of the world. We have to transgender, like doing all these different things, And then also I will tell you that enjoy your life. Stop holding yourself back. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
You're a procrastinator.
In some respects, I am. Depends upon the
You should
situation.
write that, and I'm not in room to talk before my co-host says this. Write that book about the animals
Okay.
that you have helped.
Okay.
You have helped a lot of them, whether you realize it or not. There's one lady that she will, I don't know if she calls you or what you got, there's an older lady who cannot afford a veterinarian, but she's either seen you, do you have a radio talk show, or a blog?
I don't have a radio talk show. Occasionally, I'll write a blog for Healing Way Center for them. And when I set up my own website, I plan to have a blog there.
Because this lady always goes spiritually to your blog. She knows you're spiritual. You may not know. She would like to come to you, but she really can't afford to. And she doesn't realize that you work on a pay scale too. That if they really need help, no animal is going to be refused.
Yeah.
People have to do things. Throw them out in the river. I don't care, but no animal will be refused. And that's the way I look at it. And I'm not telling you folks to call her and say do something free. No, you talk to her, and then she go from there. Too many people. I've had too many people say to me, "But you have this gift. What do you charge for it?"
And I say, do you get paid for your job?
That's what I say.
Because let's face it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the one thing I've learned and been reiterated greatly lately. So when you give somebody something for free, they usually don't appreciate it.
No, you know what? You have learned that,
I have, yeah.
and I learn it all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. And I've learned that the most ones that get it for free are the ones that are most disrespectful.
Right. That's what I mean. They don't appreciate it. They
Yeah.
don't recognize the gift that whatever it is.
And they don't call if they're coming back or not. They're
Yeah.
not going to come back. They don't call, and stuff like that. That's when it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
Although I wish people would give me stuff free all the time.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
Well, I do. My tie, my shirt. Yeah. No. And the blessings that the best part is the blessings are free.
Blessings are free, and that's But no, the thing with that shirt is that was an energy exchange. You gave this family
Yeah.
love,
You're right.
Exactly.
and they wanted, because they're leaving, they wanted you to have concrete things of their love, so that you always remember how much they love you. So it wasn't like it was free.
Right,
It
that's
was
right,
a
yeah.
wonderful love exchange.
Yeah.
And that's when we just had a beautiful friend of ours giving us a bedroom set for my roommate, so that's cool. We earn what we have.
Right.
You're right, it isn't free. You earn the respect, you earn the love. Are you fairly busy with your Reiki?
Yeah, I've been busier this year teaching. That seems to have taken off. Animal owners, especially wanting to learn Reiki to offer to their own animals.
And when are you doing all your classes? Keep talking to me right now.
Okay. So December 3rd, I think it is, and 2 Sundays, I'll be teaching basic animal Reiki.
Is there still slots available for that, or is it full?
Unfortunately, it's waitlisted, but occasionally
Okay.
people do
Get on the
cancel.
wait list.
Yep, exactly. You can get on the wait list, and then I think the next one after that is in April. We might try to throw in one in between here and there, but because of the weather, we do a lot of the
Right.
hands-on, usually at a farm, so we want to make sure that the weather is good, rather than slipping in the ice. And that sort of
Right. No,
thing,
that
but-
just makes good sense.
yeah. And then, if you are an animal Reiki practitioner, if you've had level 2 and know how to do distance Reiki, then we do have animal Reiki study groups, and we do that usually once or twice a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's-
important.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Now, if, say, someone who has a center somewhere
Yeah.
wants to have you come teach a class,
I'd be happy to.
how should they contact you to do that?
You can contact me at Lucky Pet Reiki, and that's LUCKIE Pet Reiki @gmail.com.
Excellent,
yeah.
excellent. Yeah, no, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's-
so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Just so
It's,
happy for you.
Because of you, you introduced me to Reiki. And it's exciting that people are starting to learn more about Reiki for animals and be more open to it, because it's such an amazing experience and gift for them to be able to have.
Right, and that's why I love teaching Reiki.
Yeah.
I love teaching Reiki more than doing Reiki, because then more people are out doing
Right,
Reiki.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's just the love and the positive energy flow. And when I teach people that they can do it on plants, and they can do it on animals, and
Yeah.
they can do it on situations,
Right.
past, present, or future,
Yeah.
people are amazed.
Yeah.
And then when they do it for themselves
It's,
and see it work, they
It's
get
awesome.
that
Yep.
confirmation, that feedback. It's such a beautiful thing.
it really is.
Oh,
It's really
yeah.
cool.
See, I don't use the word Reiki for myself, because I think,
Well, you're not Reiki trained, so
no,
you
I don't
just
want to.
right.
I'm energy
Yeah.
healing.
Right.
Okay. And I don't want to be. I do it. My friend Linda Troyman. Do you know Linda?
I sort of, kind of, in a way.
Yeah. Kind of. She's an airhead, spacehead.
Well,
I love her dearly.
like
but,
all of us.
Yeah. And
All of us in
But
this
she,
room.
yeah, but she looks at glass. She looks at life through rose-colored glasses.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I used to literally wear rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, but
just
she's wearing it
because
a different
people
way. Like,
would,
yeah, people would.
say that to me, so I went out and bought rose-colored glasses.
She doesn't believe that in the negative force, and everything is all positive. no matter, and I love her and I
Then in her
admire
reality, that is
Yeah,
correct.
and that is for her, and that fits her. And she and I have an understanding. I don't do Reiki energy. She doesn't do the reading, so, because I'm not a Reiki person, I don't fall. I do Reiki energy my way, or I
So
should say
you do,
spirit's way.
right, you do energy
I do-
your way.
Yeah, the spirit energy. Yeah.
Right.
I don't do it my way, I do it the spiritual way.
Well, right,
Yeah,
right.
my way is different and a lot different. And doesn't everybody have their own technique? And there's so many labels.
Yes. Yeah.
That,
That's the one thing I try to stress on everybody, because people get so hung up on you have to do this exact
Right.
thing or that exact thing, and that's just not true.
No.
Reiki knows what it needs to do, so you can't mess it up.
Yeah.
And the one thing is, there's no wrong way or right way.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You have to do it the way
Yeah,
you're
you
guided
decide,
to
yeah.
do it, because that's your, the one thing, it's like I used to tell people, God wants partners, not dependents.
Right.
Okay? So by that, I mean, he wants you to be part of your life and do your part in making your life happen. But Reiki or any type of training is the same way. You need to bring your part into it. You can't just follow the book, because then you're limiting everything. You're limiting the energy flow. You're limiting the potential. You're telling the universe that you don't trust it to expand. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, there's a woman I met Saturday, I can't remember her name now, a very nice young lady. And she is so book knowledge. Actually, she's overly educated as far as that goes, but that she's not allowing herself until she talked to, oh gosh, I can't remember her name now. You know her too.
Oh, well, I know almost everybody.
I
that was
know,
there,
but,
so.
oh heck. Well, it's not important right now. It'll come to me. And she and I both agree is you can take all the knowledge from the books, but you need to put the books up on the shelf and start doing it, the way you should be doing
Right.
it,
Incorporate it, follow
Incorporate it all in there.
spirit, follow
Elizabeth Foley.
Oh, okay.
You know Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I've heard of her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She and she's a good friend. She
She's
and I, we
starting
have
a
our own way of
mastermind
teaching.
group you should probably get part of
really?
in Nashville.
Yeah. And very successful lady.
Oh, she's an amazing lady.
She's actually been on my show.
Her books are amazing. Her classes are amazing.
The first show I ever
Her
had,
events
I
are
learned you
amazing.
do not smoke pot and then go on TV. I learned that the hard way. She had this big old angel. You ever seen her? Have you ever met Elizabeth?
Yes,
Okay. You seen her big angel?
probably.
Probably.
I've been in her
Okay.
house, so.
The first time she came on, and one of the first readers I ever had, and I had this, smoking, and I said, all of a sudden I'm watching and trying to, I could just see this angel flying on there. Oh,
Somebody was tripping.
It was. And I went, oh, no. Then I had to come back on again. It was cool, And I am planning another event in April. I'd like to invite you to be our guest there. When this not sure we haven't found a place yet.
Yeah,
But we will.
We'll find a place.
When the spirit wants me to, I will.
That's right.
That's the whole thing,
That's right.
As much as I like the UUC, it just
Well,
we
it's
grew
just not
outgrew
a
it.
big enough
So,
space, and there's not enough parking.
Parking, yeah. So, and when we did have parking signs there, people tore them down. So I said, okay, we won't go. And he doubled the rent. So there's another hotel over my interstate bridge. I'm asking the spirits to send me there to see what I can do there. One of the first original hotels I've ever done my events at. I've done them for a long time. Believe me. I didn't know, I thought all people were generous, excuse me, and that everybody would give their reading freely. Little did I know, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, because for
And it was
a lot
wrong.
of us, that's how we make our money.
Yeah. And see, nobody ever told me about that, It says like Lois Hardman, to this day, she has a bitter resentment towards me because I said, you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Well, you should know. I said, this is my first time I've ever done this. I need to be told what's going to go on. I had a lot of readers there, and I didn't know.
Right.
And then I went, believe me, I've had the touch and misses, and when I started at the old TV station we used to have on Commercial Street, and I started doing the 50-50, because that's what I found out. That's what somebody finally come into. Somebody actually told me how to do it. Otherwise, who knows, you know?
Right.
And I said, okay. And when I started doing the 50-50, that's when I started to become successful. You know, because I didn't really back then. And I didn't make any money. I lost money because because I was that way. Understand why I lost, because I wasn't rewarding the readers.
Right. There's got to be an energy exchange. It's got to be positive.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that's okay, but that's how you learn.
Right.
You have a passport?
I do, yes.
What's in Canada? You ready to go?
Sure. Yeah.
I think even Hubs needs a vacation. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
My husband definitely needs a vacation.
Both of
Some
you.
downtime.
He's going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
Gonna be the poor guy.
I know, he
But
is.
that's how he
Functions.
thrives.
Yeah. I mean, he works really hard.
Is he older than you?
He is. He's 8 years older than me.
You played hard to get.
I did. Yeah. I did.
Because you really wanted him, you wanted to make him work for that. You wanted to make his energy work to get you.
Well, I wanted to make sure that we were right.
And you were.
Yeah.
You got a long, long way to go.
Yeah.
You know? You're going to make it till you're at least 102 to 107 years old.
That's good.
I really believe that. People are living longer.
People are living longer.
I read the obituary today at college to see if my name's in there, just to be safe. Well, actually, believe it or not, this guy thought he was really cute, and he called my foster mother and told her that I'd get killed in a car accident, and they put my name in the obituary.
Isn't that horrible?
That's awful.
You know, my mother got into an accident, cracked her leg open, and I found, and back in them days, I didn't care about forgiveness. I didn't care about that, you know. The guy somehow landed his face and head landed into my fist. You know how that happened.
Well, he did endanger your mother's life.
Yeah, he sure did. All the anger.
You know,
I think all
I
the
don't
anger.
condone
No, what I did,
violence,
it's not right. But
he did
he did
endanger
do,
your mother's
yeah.
life, and as you know, you
And I went
you
to
don't
the-
mess with my mama.
no.
will
And I went
take
to
you
the
down.
police department. I told them about it, and this cop said, "What do you think we should do about it?" I said, "Isn't it fault?" I said, "I didn't die."
Right.
I said, "My mother had an accident." Well, what do you think I should do about it? I said, "Maybe, it's false statements, or. Well, I don't think you're worth investigating, because the police didn't like me at that time. And I said, okay. Then I told him I will handle it my way. That's what I did. But I don't know, people, and I'm sure that other people had the same kind of stories. People are cruel when they want to be, and it's so sad. But it also, today as I look at it, it makes me wonder why they would do something like that. What happened in their life that would create that kind of an animosity,
Well, that's I like if there was a mass shooting and another,
Yeah.
like now we're getting used to them. But so I posted something on Facebook about sending love to everybody involved. And somebody said, "Oh, even the shooter?" And I said, "Especially the shooter, because if the shooter knew love, he never would have done what he did."
Yeah.
Billy Graham said that too, You know who Billy Graham was, right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I'm a reverend.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of people never heard him. My mother, every Sunday we watched Billy Graham and Oral Roberts. Every Sunday. And if I said anything, I'd get a smack in the head. And I sat there for 2 hours watching them. And to this day, I will still have a lot of respect for Billy Graham, not so much for Oral Roberts. When Oral Roberts started was okay, but then when he became the Oral Roberts University, it became too big, and they lost what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And that is the shame of it.
Billy Graham, I always had, and his saying was, I listened to one day, New England is the coldest area to get through, whether it's Christianity or any other. The New England people are the hardest ones to reach, and I believe that.
And living all over this country, I can agree with that too.
Have you lived all over the country?
I have not. I have only lived in this area, and I'm
So you're in New Hampshire, right?
New Hampshire and northern Massachusetts, right?
Oh, so taxation.
Yeah. Yep.
Would you like to travel?
Um,
'Cause I
Me-
look at you very complacent.
Maybe. I love where I am and, my area that I'm from and,
And, not everybody's meant to travel.
yeah.
Don't you agree?
Oh, I 100%
I
agree.
read papers in the paper where somebody lived to be 95 years old, never moved out of the house, but very content. People live.
Yeah, I love New England.
Right, and we're all different. So right, that's why I can't tell you how many people have said to Bruce and I, "Oh, you guys must have been doing a lot of traveling since Bruce retired." No, we haven't done any. We went. Well, no, that's not true. We did go to my aunt's funeral the day after Bruce retired. But
She thanks you for
it
that.
is technically
Right, yeah.
travel, right? We did leave the state, but no, we've been investing in our home and each other and our life here because we love our life here. It's
Yeah.
so wonderful, and we really actually like being together. This shocks
That's
people.
good.
I have to gotta say this. I have never thought so much love coming from a gentleman as I saw it coming from Bruce to her.
He's
Yeah.
spectacular.
And
That's awesome.
my son and daughter now in London, them two have got together. And Scott and I, we can love each like you and your husband. You can love each other,
Yeah.
and you can do it.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
And people, that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
I go out. Oh, I bless the park again, so it's a lot calmer. I
See?
don't. I do
Oh,
it.
that's wonderful.
I enjoy doing the blessings and that like that. We're going to be planning another one probably in January. I'm going down to the Veterans Parks
That's
to do a
awesome.
blessing there.
That's really nice.
And Amy Majors came. That was awesome. If you're up to it, you'll come. And
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'll send you an invitation if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
God.
We don't go glory hallelujah or anything like
That's-
that. We just go with, bless the earth
Yeah,
and monuments and stuff like
that's
that. The
awesome.
river. And, I also give away sage if people want it or whatever.
That's awesome.
Some people are a little afraid. Twin couple come by, and I said, "How you doing? May you be blessed." And she grabbed her husband. We gotta get out of here, hurry up. I said, "We're not gonna hurt you." Old-fashioned Catholic people that think that if you don't do things the Catholic way, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You eat soup,
I do. Yeah.
homemade,
I do both. Sometimes if I'm sick, then, I'll eat it from a can.
and I'm
or-
getting a message that you need to make some kind of chicken broth soup or
Okay.
something like that. Not necessarily the chicken itself, but more like the broth
broth.
ingredient on it.
Okay.
And because you got to start building, you have a very low immunity system.
I do. Yeah.
So we got to start like with the chicken broth.
Okay.
You like chicken?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, need the chicken too. Carrots. You need to have carrots.
Okay.
You like carrots?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like celery?
If it's in a soup and
Yeah.
really mushy, because
Okay.
otherwise it's kind of hard to
Yeah,
digest.
yeah.
But
Okay. What is in the celery? I get a mention. I have had celery like in the soup or something like that. But I don't know what the vitamins in the celery was very important that we
I don't
need
know,
it.
but her husband, who does nutritional research, could probably tell you the makeup of celery.
yeah,
Hey,
I,
there you go.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you're watching Oliver, but you can call in.
Yeah. I also am a firm believer. I got a message from another nutritious research person that cabbage and turnips are the most healthy, even though they taste good, they smell
Yeah.
awful or whatever.
Oh, I love cabbage.
Do
I do
you?
too. I love steamed cabbage, stuffed cabbage. I like coleslaw, but I love and turnip. I'm getting so I like turnips. Turnips, what I was told from another nutrition, is one of the most anti-cancer vegetables that you can eat.
Yeah.
It's very strong, and I would encourage people to go on there, to eat more turnips. And I make them in beef stew, or I take in turnips and
That's how I
Yeah.
like turnips in soup or
Yeah.
stews.
I also
Other
take it
than
with
that,
carrots and turnips and put a dash of cinnamon, and brown sugar, and bake them in the oven that way.
Yeah.
One more time, your website, so we're going to be leaving shortly.
So if you're interested in learning more about animal energy, you can go to www.healingwaycenter.com.
And you're not open. Are you open every day of the week?
There's somebody there pretty much every day of the week. The hours fluctuate depending upon who's there. But again, we do distance work as well. There are different practitioners there. So
How do you do a half hour or an hour, or it depends on the animal?
The animal, we usually do 15-minute sessions because,
Really?
yeah, like we were sort of talking about earlier, animals don't have their ego and they don't have all the, the walls up and they get energy. So
Okay.
if they're interested, then they'll just accept it and they'll integrate.
Phone?
Ignore that phone thing.
Thank you. I was confused.
What?
It said
So was
phone. It said phone on the screen. I'm like,
Oh.
No, just 3 minutes, not phone.
She's
Gotcha.
giving you a hard time, that's all, And,
just making sure I was paying attention.
I got to tell you, folks, this is your second time here, right?
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, that you're going to be coming on more, just to let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you this, folks. If we didn't think that she would do what she was doing, or we didn't believe in what she was doing, you would not be here. And that's the one thing I'm not bashful about, believe me. But, and like you said, you would bring high caliber people in.
I got the best friends. I am incredibly blessed. What can I tell you?
Amy did a really good job as co-host. She wasn't you, but she did a good
Oh,
job.
I bet she did. She's wonderful.
She really did. Actually, everybody who took your place did okay, but they all knew that I missed you. God, that was hard for me to say.
Well,
All
right.
But anyway, we want to wish everybody out there the greatest of the holiday tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
And I want you to remember what it is all about. And actually, it's a big day celebration, but it should go on every single
Every
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
Every day.
Thanksgiving is a real special day, and look at the meaning of it, and remember to look at each other, even your worst enemy. And be thankful that you have him in your life or whatever. Just be grateful and be thankful for what you have. And may all the angels bless each and every one of you and this country, the United States of America, and the whole world, the universe. And may you all have a great weekend. Bye-bye now. See you next week. You're the winner. Gotta be really safe.
I remember that.
Yeah, I like saying because aren't we? If you want to be a loser,
Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Look at that sky, life's begun. Nights are warm and the days are young. There's more people lost, that's all. What's I'm begging you say for little souls? Last night they loved you, opening doors and pulling some strings. Angel, then walk luck and you looked in time. Never looked back, walk tall, act fine. How sweet will you baby for 1,000 years? Who took you in these golden Some of these days and it won't be long. Gonna drive back down where you once belonged. In the back of a green car, 20 foot long. Don't cry, my sweet, don't break my heart. Doing alright, you've gotta get smart. Wish upon day, I believe, oh Lord, I believe all the way. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. There's my baby lost, that's all. One time begging you stay for little golden years. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. standing in the middle of nowhere, wondering how to begin, lost between tomorrow and yesterday, between now and then. And now we're back where we started. Here we go round again. Day after day I get up and I say I better do it again. Where are all the people going round and round till we reach the end? Please don't